Okay, Dave Shepard of Aer Lingus. The summer schedule has been launched. It looks to me very ambitious. We'd expected a scale down schedule, but it looks very, very close to what you would have been operating in 2019, both in the number of routes and in the frequencies of the trunk routes, the Malagas of the world. How was the map constructed for 2021? Because it's a very, very different environment we'll all be flying in next summer.
Well, Eoghan, pleasure to be here with you this morning, and thanks for the opportunity. I guess the first thing I'd say is, it's important that we remain positive. We see clearly it's 9 months away this summer, and we think there's every right to remain positive about what we're going to fly. We believe that we will fly everything that we're selling at the moment. That's the first thing to be really clear with people about. But in terms of how we've constructed it, it's a traditional Aer Lingus schedule, where we've got our big favourites on offer. Our North American gateways are almost all on sale. There are a couple in there that we're not returning to post the COVID crisis at this point. But you're right, the big traditional markets that we serve, the Malagas, the Faroes, the Alicantes, the Canaries, they're all absolutely on sale. And I think fundamental to that is that whilst people are unsure, as we all are, about what the next 6-9 months are going to hold in terms of how the travel market develops, it's really important that we give people hope. It's important. There's a lot of pent-up demand to travel. I'm sure you're hearing that an awful lot as well. Anybody I have spoken to has missed their summer holiday this year and are absolutely keen to go next year. So what we're trying to do alongside our 21 launch is to say to people, look, we're going to try and give you the confidence to book now, because we understand that people are very wary of spending money whenever they don't know whether they're going to get it back. We're giving people the confidence through the proposition that we're putting on sale. What we're hoping to give people is the confidence to dream. We know that people have missed their holiday this year, and all we're really trying to do is give people the confidence to dream, to know that they're not losing their euro whenever they book with Aer Lingus. They're retaining control over that. And that's, you asked me a very personal question there at the end. That's what I would want, to be perfectly honest. I don't want to know that my money's going to be spent and I'm not going to ever see it back again. And I think that's what we're putting out. So whether you're buying a saver product where you've got the ability and the flexibility to change your booking, or whether you're buying our Smart or Plus products, where actually we'll guarantee at your choice that we'll give you back your voucher to use at a further point. You have 5 years to spend that voucher in. Or whether you buy up to our Flex or Advantage products where you've got full refundability, again, at your choice. We're offering flexibility right across the board. We're also decreasing the differential between those product types so that people who maybe wouldn't have traded up to some of those more higher fare products are going to be able to do that, so that they can book with confidence, so that they can have the confidence to dream. And that's what we think it's really important to give people right now.
The mid-range prices are being given the sort of flexibility that would only have been available to your upper end products. It's a little bit complicated. Can you just break down what fares come with that guarantee of being able to change? Because people will be changing their minds as regions bounce in and out of lockdown, as could happen even in the months before they travel. What is how complex is the scale of the fares that we're dealing with, and what are the fares that have the advantages of unlimited ability to change your booking?
Okay, so I want to be really clear about this. Every single booking, regardless of the fare type, regardless of the booking class, has the ability to have unlimited changes between now and the 31st of May. So that's the first thing to say. Couldn't make it more simple than that. Every single booking on our operation, and that's regardless of when the travel date is. So to be really clear about this, if you made a booking today for the 1st of August until the 31st of May, you can change that booking for the 1st of August to the degree that you want to. We've added more flexibility into our Smart, which is our mid-range long-haul fare, and our Plus, which is our mid-range short-haul fare, to allow you to continue to have complete flexibility with that booking, that you can take a voucher to the full value of the fare and use it at any point that you wish to, if you choose not to travel as you originally booked. And that voucher is valid for the next 5 years. And further up the fare categorization, in our Flex, which is our highest class long haul product, and our Advantage, which is our highest class short haul product, you have full refundability at your choice, complete refundability. And we've decreased the amount that we're charging to move between those categorizations so that they become more accessible for people.
That means that people who are booking after May will get extra advantages that they weren't available for instance, a 2019 booking. It probably means that you've had to rethink your entire fare system and your entire schedule of fares.
We're clearly working, the word unprecedented is overused at the moment, but we've certainly had to turn our concept on its head on. We've had to think about what we can do to try and give people the confidence to make bookings into clearly uncertain times ahead. And we think through this proposition, we're doing that. So you're right. I'm hoping that we're seen as being innovative in terms of the way that we've tried to do this. But clearly we're trying to give people as much good feeling about booking with Aer Lingus as they possibly can have, and feel that they have their money in their pocket at that point in time,
Just going through what's missing from next year. Miami is gone, and I think Minneapolis is gone. But Hartford is still there and Seattle are still there, the other new transatlantic routes that you've added.
Yes, they are, and we have high confidence that we will continue to fly those routes. They're very popular. Anybody that's been on the 321 to Hartford knows that's the case. Seattle's a massively popular destination, clearly a big tech route in the corporate side as well. So yes, we would not be putting things on sale that we didn't feel confident that we were going to be able to fly. Clearly, that is very dependent upon the lifting of travel restrictions on the Atlantic, but we believe that will have happened, and that there will be ways that we'll be able to fly on the transatlantic by that stage. And
your commitment to Shannon remains subject to those restrictions and something changing between now and next summer?
Absolutely. Again, we're not putting anything on sale that we don't believe that we'll fly. The Shannon flying's in there. We will do that.
As regards Europe, you had announced some new routes for 2020, which obviously didn't take off. They've been put back on hold, but almost everything else is there. Is there anything else that's been pulled out of the schedule that for operational reasons, because you also have your fleet to think about?
Yeah, there are a few changes, but by and large, the majority of the core of the schedule is going to continue to fly as is. There are one or two places that maybe won't have the degree of frequency that we might have had pre-COVID, but by and large, we're trying to keep the schedule intact on the European network. You're right. Unfortunately, the new routes we expect to start to fly this year, we certainly will hope to go back into those at some point in time, but it won't be next year.
And what proportion of your fares for next year will be transferred from 2020? A lot of people like the same date. They like the notion that they were due to fly out in July to a destination. They're going to do it July 2021 instead. Have you a large lot of transferred holidays, which are effectively 2020, and that obviously would have revenue implications?
Well, look, we have had to be as helpful to people as possible. We refunded over 200 million in fares. We have given people almost 200 million in vouchers at this stage. So yes, of course, those vouchers will be used to pay for travel at some stage into the future, and that's what we've got to expect. But clearly, we're out in the market. We're stimulating. We've got prices out there today for travel in the summer next year, which I was looking on the website this morning. They're fantastic. As I say, we're also making sure that it's not going to cost too much for people to trade up to some of those fare categorizations that give them a little bit more confidence, a little bit more surety in the way that they travel on. So I think people see plenty of good value on offer out there. There's certainly plenty of vouchers to be spent. You're absolutely right.
Loading the schedule, there was a little bit of criticism of Aer Lingus earlier in the year that if they'd put the summer 2021 earlier, it would have made that transfer a lot more difficult. But I suspect that you really can't load schedules or accept bookings more than the 330 days in advance.
You know, you clearly understand our systems pretty well. You know, we've had a lot of focus on tech across the course of the last 6 months. There's a number of things we've done. We'll have told you, and you've written about the efforts that we've made to improve the technical capability that we have to refund people faster, to give people back vouchers faster than we have. We certainly weren't perfect in that arena, but we worked very hard to try and improve our technical capability. You're absolutely right in terms of the system that we depend upon. There's certain limitations to that, which certainly, you can't change the technical capability of that overnight. So I think you've seen us probably try and respond well in the technical ways that we can. I'd have loved to put the summer on sale from April, quite frankly, and you're right, the travel agent community would have asked us to do that. It's just not been possible, unfortunately.
It's a related question. The travel agent community have always been crying out for the sort of services that seem to be deliverable on the website side for Aer Lingus that aren't available, and they would have included issues that came to the fore. There's no real quick fix for that. I assume that's something that as your technology evolves will be available to the travel agent community in the future.
Not immediately, no. We're in ongoing discussions with the agent community, with the trade, about how we work on the way forward. We believe that we offer them a level of flexibility that others don't, quite frankly. But you're right, there are improvements that can be made, and we'll look to do that in the future. But the vast proportion of our bookings come straight through our main digital channels, and that's clearly where we've needed to put our focus over the course of the last few months. And
any reason Miami fell off the schedule, was that related to the crisis in the cruise industry?
It's a variety of reasons, really, Eoghan. We just feel that it'll be a little bit of a slower pickup. We're certainly not saying goodbye to Miami in the longer term, but in terms of what we were able to put on next summer, that's where we've chosen to place our bets.
Thank you very much, Dave Shepard.
Thank you, Eoghan, for the opportunity to have a chat. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Summer 2021, what's the best destination on your programme for the best value at the moment from your own? It's a very personal question, but what's your own point of view? What's the one that everybody should be looking at first?
Well, to be honest with you, whenever I ask the family where they want to go next year, they're talking about going to the beach. They would hope it'll be going to see Mickey Mouse and getting over to Orlando. I don't know, we may end up in Faro or Malaga or the Canaries, but everybody's got somewhere that they want to go back to. A lot of people out there who will want to go back and see friends and relatives next year, and as well as making key business routes. So I think the Shepard family will be hopefully going back to Orlando maybe next year at some point, but I personally can't wait to get back to New York myself.